I'm going to show you why the water in your garden may be hurting your plants and your soil, and how we can stop this common mistake most beginning gardeners do. And this is happening right here, right now. Hello my garden friends, and welcome back to my rooftop garden. Today we will talk about a very common mistake we make as beginning gardeners, or even those who have been gardening for some time now. If you are new to my channel, please click subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you get updated of my upcoming videos. And don't forget to like and leave a comment. I would really love to hear from you. I want you to stop watering your plants right now, and I want you to watch and listen to what I have to say. There are residents in your garden, specifically in the soil, that are working so hard so that your plants may grow healthy and strong. And I have been talking about them in my previous videos about how beneficial they are to the plants and their growth. These are the effective microorganisms, or EM, in the soil. And what has water got to do with them? Now, before we can understand the relationship between water and the effective microorganisms, we need to understand first what these microorganisms are and why they are so important in the life cycle of a plant. There are at least 5 types of effective microorganisms that live in your garden soil. The first type is the bacteria. They are responsible for breaking down the nutrients and releasing them to the plants through the roots. Bacteria is said to be the most important life form in the soil. Without these bacteria, no other life form will exist. The second type of microorganisms are called Actinomycetes. These effective microorganisms make nutrients and minerals easily available to plants because of their ability to break down tough plants and animal wastes and turn them into organic matter. Actinomycetes stop the growth of pathogens or microorganisms that cause diseases to the plant. You will find Actinomycetes living near or at the roots of the plant. The third type of microorganisms are fungi. Like most microorganisms, fungi also reside around and at the root zone of a plant. One very good example of a beneficial fungi is mycorrhizae, which help in the absorption of nutrients by the roots. There is a symbiotic relationship between the roots of the plants and mycorrhizae, where the roots produce sugars as a food source of the fungi, and in return the fungi facilitates the absorption of the nutrients for the roots. Mycorrhizae has a unique characteristic where it extends itself for miles and miles to find water to support its host plant. Mycorrhizae fungi serves as a root extension for the plants and the trees. Have you ever wondered how plants in the desert survive, where there is little or no water at all? Or just consider the plants and the trees that grow at the beach. Although there are trees like the coconut tree that are highly tolerant of salty water, some of them still need fresh water. Mycorrhizae fungi help these plants and trees find fresh water by extending themselves to the nearest fresh water source. The fourth type of microorganisms are the protozoa. Protozoa are larger microbes whose food source is organic matter like decaying plants and animals and other microorganisms like bacteria and other fungi. In fact, nutrients that are eaten by the bacteria are released when protozoa in turn eat the bacteria. The fifth type of microorganisms that live in your soil are called nematodes. Many species of nematodes are free living. They are living in soil, they're living in sea and fresh water. The nematodes feed on bacteria and fungi and protozoans and even other nematodes. Nematodes play a very important role in nutrient cycling and release of nutrients for plant growth. Other nematodes attack insects and help control pests in the plants. Now that we know and understand microorganisms and their functions in our soil, let's answer the question: what is the relationship of these creatures with the water we use in our garden? And the answer to that question is this: before the roots of the plants could absorb the nutrients that these microorganisms release, these nutrients need to be water soluble. And guess what it is that you need for this to happen? Right, you need water. But you do not use the tap water provided for by your city or municipality. And this is because the water is chemically treated to kill bacteria and pathogens present in the water. Now, you don't want to use this water for the same obvious reason. And as you probably know, the common chemical that is being used to treat the water in the city is chlorine. And chlorine is antibacterial, and it kills off bacteria in the water. Now, if you use the same water, what do you think will happen to the microorganisms that live in your soil? If there is another water source that is more natural and is not chemically treated, get your water from there. If you have no other option, then you need to filter out the chemical present in the water. The least expensive way to filter out the chemicals is to let the water stand for 24 hours. Put it in a bucket for the chlorine to dissipate to the atmosphere. I filter the water in my garden using biofilters and mechanical filters. Using water pump, the water is recirculated in the filtration system that goes to the biofilters and mechanical filters. The equipment need not be expensive nor state-of-the-art. You can use materials readily available in your home. A video will be available soon on how to set up a water filtration system. And if you like my content, click subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you will get updated with my upcoming videos. Hey, don't forget to like as well. Now that the water is safe for the effective microorganisms, you can add your compost tea to nourish your plants and keep your soil and microorganisms happy. To learn how to make the best compost tea for your garden, please do watch the video on the link above. The water we use in our garden greatly affects the world of microorganisms. Understanding how these microorganisms function in the soil should make us think twice on the kind of water we use in our garden. If you are not sure whether your water source is microorganisms friendly, filter the water by letting it stand for 24 hours in a container, or design your own filtration system to ensure that the water you are using and you are giving to your garden plants does not harm the microorganisms in the soil. If you want to know more about sustainable organic gardening and how you can leverage your rooftop to work for you and feed you, please hit like, click that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you'll get updated with my next videos. And please leave a comment in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to know what you think of the video and how I can improve my presentations in the future. And I will see you in my next video. We need to understand first what these we need to understand first what these micro we need to understand first what these effective microorganisms are. We need to understand first